What's going on, guys? Bobby with Consumer Time Capsule, back with another review for you here. And today we are back at the Capsule to look at 3 winter-themed products. We've got Smartfood, what is it? Caramel and cinnamon apple mix popcorn. We've got Drake's Alpine Yodels, all the way from Drake in Massachusetts. So thanks to Tout and Phil and the gang over there. And we've got Kellogg's Elf on a Shelf cereal. Now, of course, we reviewed Elf on a Shelf cereal last year when it was sugar cookie flavored, but now they've added a vanilla candy cane cookie flavor. So some pretty interesting stuff that I'm definitely looking forward to taking a look at. Ryan, why don't you come get a sneak peek at the crew here? And I will start getting us ready for some cereal. Start off there. Here is the Kellogg's Elf on a Shelf candy cane cookie flavored cereal. It does have real tiny marshmallows in there, but they're sinking to the bottom of the bowl. I don't know if you're ever going to be able to see them. You might need to take my word for it, but they're little tiny, kind of multi-toned candy cane marshmallows. Has there ever been a candy cane flavored cereal?
Yeah, I don't think so.
Ooh, it's minty.
Candy cane cookie.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess because it's crunchy. Like crispy crunchy, not super break your teeth crunchy like a candy cane. It is family size because it's a Walmart exclusive, unfortunately. You know that's the bane of my existence, but with that being the only place offering it at $3.64, I decided to still pick it up and review it. I was in the Christmas spirit. I didn't want to be a Grinch, which might be a reference to a product from the archives you'll be seeing later. It is making the marshmallows rise to the top, so you can kind of see the marshmallow distribution is really not too bad. It just doesn't sink well in the bowl, or it sinks too well in the bowl, I guess would be a better way of saying it. It's a little less minty in milk, but I like it both ways. I really do. And as I mentioned, thank you to Tout, Phil, Philip, and Benjamin for sending me some Drake's Alpine Yodels. Look, I grew up in New England, and regular Yodels, the milk chocolate, the chocolate variety, that is my favorite type of snack cake. We don't have those here in Texas. And with me really being on a significantly reduced, long driving schedule, I didn't know if I'd actually make it to the area this winter. So the Alpine Yodels get brought to me. For those of you that are lucky enough that you don't have to go through, the postal service, it's $2.99 at both Hannaford and Market Basket, and Drake's cakes end up being on sale all the time, so you can probably get them for cheaper than that. They come in these packs of 10. Well, let's see what we got. Texturally, it's a Yodel. I mean, you get that weirdly breakable outer shell that's now replacing chocolate with white chocolate. Inside, there's usually that kind of devil food cake, which is now also white cake. And then you've got the cream. The cream is exactly the same as usual because it's already white. I don't usually like white chocolate stuff, but the texture of a Drake's cake is just so vastly superior to a Little Debbie or a Hostess that this is actually still pretty good. Is it as good as a regular Yodel? Definitely not. Really, I wouldn't even say it's as good as some of their kind of, in my opinion, second-tier products like Funny Bones and their cupcakes and all that. So, pretty good, but not as good as a actual Yodel. I do love this box design though. So we get a couple boxes in the mail. So Ryan, you'll even be able to take some home. I know. Hey. My aunt and uncle are definitely very curious what you look like, so we might need to put them on the Christmas card list this year for this one. Last up is the caramel and cinnamon apple popcorn mix from Smartfood, $3.99 at Rouse's Market. which I bought during a hurricane in New Orleans. Here we go. We've got two different types of popcorn. So the mix component to the name is the emphasis here. So we have the caramel corn, and then we have apple cinnamon popcorn. So Ryan, why don't you grab some of those? I know that you were kind of sneaking a couple bites before we started filming, but you were just going the cinnamon apple. You got to get some of the caramel too. Oh yeah. Great balance of caramel and cinnamon and apple. It's like 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. Beautiful. I don't know if this is just super fresh or what. I noticed that with like the white cheddar, which I love the taste of, it tends to be very, very chewy, and you just chew and chew and chew and chew. This is like melty. It's more like the popcorn that you'd get in a popcorn tin, you know, like the premium popcorn, than it is like what you'd get in a Smartfood bag. This is the best Smartfood popcorn. It is outstanding. Wow. Really, really strong product from them. So, really good way to finish things out today.
Not too sweet.
Not too sweet at all. It's
almost more savory.
It's definitely a little savory, yeah. It's really, really nice. Yeah, great, well-designed popcorn. Apparently they're coming out with a snickerdoodle any day now. We're definitely doing it. I was like, I don't like buying big bags, and they don't really tend to come in the smaller bags, but we're definitely, now I am committing to it. We're gonna do the snickerdoodle as soon as I see it. All right, and for our gimmick grades today, you know, I think that the Smartfood, it's a little more on the conventional side, and certainly the packaging design is a little bit boring. So from a gimmick standpoint, you gotta give it a 4 out of 10. I mean, it could have been a little bit crazier, a little bit more inventive, a little bit more memorable in terms of its appearance. But its main event is the taste, let's face it. I mean, I'm grading them on the gimmick, but it's less of a gimmick product than these other two. Elf on a Shelf. Look, I didn't even really know anything about Elf on a Shelf until he started popping up in products a year or two ago. But I do like this. I like the idea of making a minty candy cane cereal. So what a unique idea, what a great idea, what a cool like Christmas time product. Gotta give it an 8 out of 10. I mean, if it weren't in such a giant box, they might squeak out a 9 out of 10 for me, but it is. So, you know, that's your punishment.
You don't see green boxes very often. It's a good look.
I mean, you know, you got Basic 4. You have Basic 4, that's a good one. Captain Crunch has the Christmas Crunch box. That tends to be green, although it's not always green. I guess in recent years it's been red. But, you know, I mean, there's all kinds. I mean, it is a very eye-catching design. I'll give you credit on that one, Ryan. And look, these Drake's Alpine Yodels, beautiful box, great idea, great name, 9 out of 10 gimmick. So definitely some pretty interesting stuff. But we got to get into this Capsule Countdown for taste. In third place, going to give it to the Elf on a Shelf cereal. I mean, look, it's an interesting flavor. It's a different flavor. It's certainly something from a taste standpoint that I don't regret purchasing. But I mean, it is a mint cereal, right? I mean, there are so many other cereals out there that are so much better that it's tough to give it more than about a 5.5 out of 10. So that's right where I'm gonna land it. Second place on today's Capsule Countdown will go to the Alpine Yodels. Look, this is just a case where if you really love white chocolate, or if you love like a bride's cake, you know, like a wedding cake, that white on white on white cake flavor, they really do nail it in a snack cake. That is a little bit less my speed, so that is kind of hurting my overall evaluation of it, but texture was phenomenal, really making me miss the days of having ready access to Drake's cakes, and I'm definitely looking forward to being back in the Northeast sometime, hopefully soon, to stockpile a bunch of regular Yodels. So thanks again to my aunt and uncle and my family in Massachusetts, but sorry, I gotta give it a 6.5. First place on today's Capsule Countdown, really a no-brainer here. This stuff is delicious. Caramel and cinnamon apple mix Smartfood popcorn. it's like, it's crispy, it's melty, it's got a good amount of that cinnamon spice. It's got the perfect amount of apple flavor without being overpowering. The caramel glaze on it just gave it a nice, like, sticky, chewy kind of, I mean, it just was perfect. I mean, really, really, really delicious. My ceiling for popcorn is about a 9 out of 10, so I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I mean, I'm not in love with popcorn as a whole, but I think this is just one of the best executed popcorns that you'll ever find. So if you're open to that flavor combination, I think that they do it about as well as you could possibly expect, and would definitely recommend picking it up. Now, our product from the archives today, I referenced being a Grinch earlier. There is a reason for that, and that is because with it being a largely holiday-themed review of a product from 2001. Now, we've talked about Heinz EZ Squirt ketchup here a few times. I've got every color. I've got the green, I've got the purple, I've got the blue. There was a fourth color of Heinz EZ Squirt ketchup, I guess fifth technically, because, you know, there was the mystery flavor. And it was red. The gimmick of Heinz EZ Squirt ketchup is that it was strangely colored ketchup, but they made a red one. In 2001, they did a Grinch Stole Christmas on VHS type, or maybe even DVD. Yeah, I mean, on video or DVD. So I would assume that means VHS. So they did a Grinch tie-in, and it actually is the only Heinz EZ Squirt red ketchup that I own. It is still full. So if you ever want to know what red ketchup looks like, I have a nice relic in my collection. I love Heinz EZ Squirt. I love the line. I love how preposterous it is to make crazy colored ketchup for kids. But I love it even more that they somehow insisted on making red ketchup. Like, that's just ketchup.
Is it functionally different?
It is well, I mean, it's got like this, it is a EZ Squirt cap. So, I mean, you just kind of twist it open and it just squirts right out. Whereas the other one, sometimes it takes a little work, you know, so I guess there's a little functional advantage to it, but really, that's really, really getting nitpicky. I mean, the gimmick,
some doodling aspect to it?
No.
I see a doodle on the
well, I mean, the doodle is just like, you have a little bit more craftsmanship with the kind of the concentrated nozzle here, you know, that you can get a little, I guess, a little more creative with your ketchup squirting patterns, but, you know, it's, we're really stretching to make red fit, and I do think it makes the line a little bit more ridiculous to think that they made a red ketchup in addition. I mean, I just won't even share with you guys how much I paid for this bottle of ketchup. I just won't even share it because you're going to think I'm a complete idiot. But I love it that, I mean, you can't have the whole set without the red. You know, you got to have the red. So I'm a completist as a collector, and I'm very glad to have some red ketchup that I can bring out during the holidays to tell you guys about this Grinch promo, and more importantly about this line of ketchup that I love so much. Let's see, next week we've got Doritos Twisted Lime Chips, Name the Flav Snapple, and Super Colon Blow on the Go from FYE for all you Saturday Night Live commercial parody fans. So R.I.P. Phil Hartman. And today is actually Rachel's birthday, so happy birthday, Rachel. I'm sure we'll be doing something to celebrate, so hopefully you're wasting some of your birthday watching the CTC review. Love you, and I'm sure we'll be having some fun later on because this is not a live review. I'm not the world's worst boyfriend. I might be one of the world's worst, but not the worst. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the review. And of course, until next time, I will miss you until I see you. Cheers.